Hey guys, welcome to I.O. I'm Charlotte Dobre, and today we're gonna switch it up and try something a little different. Now, I'm Canadian, I'm not an expert on American politics. I definitely know that I had no idea who Bernie Sanders was before this year, but most of what I have heard is good. Hey, with slogans like "feelin' the burn," it's clear that this guy is a force in politics and a voice of the people, so we should all try to learn a little more about him. Here are 10 things you should know about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has been a senator for Vermont for over 25 years as an independent, and his 16 years in the House before he made it to the Senate makes him the longest serving independent in American congressional history. Bernie Sanders has been involved in politics since he was just a teenager. Though he represents Vermont, that thick New York accent comes from his birthplace in Brooklyn, where he went to college. While in college, he was in a civil rights march for the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. Bernie is from a middle-class Jewish family that didn't have much in the way of luxury. This upbringing is what influenced his political ideology. Being around parents that were constantly stressing about money made him realize that there are many families in America who are going through the same thing. Being an independent means that Bernie is unaffiliated with any political party, and he identifies as being a democratic socialist. Bernie Sanders was the third socialist ever to be elected to Congress. So I bet you're all wondering why Bernie identifies as a Democrat candidate in this election if he's an independent. Well, even though Bernie has done fine, better than fine as an independent, the White House is a whole other playing field. Since 1852, only Democratic or Republican nominees have been elected president. He knows that in order to win the presidency, he has to side with someone. Bernie has never been swayed by the corporate agenda, unlike his competitor for the Democratic nomination, Hillary Clinton. Biggest donors have been labor unions and union members, which is another way of saying that he's supported by regular American folks just like you. Even to this day, he refuses to accept money from super PACs. Bernie hasn't always been a politician. He's also been a teacher, a psychiatric aide, a filmmaker, a writer, and a carpenter. As a filmmaker, he sold radical film strips and educational films to schools. Bernie Sanders' appearances in his campaign for presidency have drawn out an immense amount of supporters. At his campaign stop in Madison, Wisconsin on July 1st, 2015, his appearance brought out the largest crowd of any 2016 presidential candidate. In his campaign, Bernie has focused on economic issues like income and wealth inequality. He also wants to make public colleges and universities tuition-free. Bernie's values have always been on the side of history that eventually became the norm. Gay rights was part of his political platform in the 1970s. He also voted against the Defense of Marriage Act, which banned lesbians, gays, bisexuals, queers, and transsexuals from marrying until the Supreme Court declared it unconstitutional earlier this year. Well guys, as of now, there is no way to know whether or not this guy has a shot at the presidency. He's up against some pretty powerful people. But I hope this video has helped inform you on who he is and what he stands for. And I hope that what I've just told you will help you make an informed decision when it comes time to vote. Okay guys, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, hit subscribe so we can bring you some more.